Good evening, everyone. Time for another silver update. This is the 2-hour chart of silver provided by netdania.com. You can click on the link below. Now, there's a couple of things that are important here on this chart that I want to show you. The first is the rounding down trend lines. So the way you draw this is you just we've picked the 2150 price because that's kind of the top of the latest move. And you can see the trend line direction points to an 1850 price on silver. Then you can see as the sell-off increases, and of course this increases with the volume increase, the direction becomes more sharply down. So the next trend line you can see has 3 touch points and points to a 1775 price. The next one is here at 1877 and points all the way down to $17. And then we've got a couple of small ones here, and we're starting to sharply roll over. So the big question is, and this is what everybody's asking because the stackers who are stacking are wondering when to stack, and it's a matter of timing things with the coins that you want if they're still available versus how low the price is going. And then the other factor is going to be whether these sites, such as, and the ones I follow you know about, APMEX, Gainesville, Provident, JM Bullion, some of the others, Modern Coin Mart, but the main ones are going to be APMEX, Gainesville, and Provident Metals. Now, the question is, do their prices follow the price down? Now, we've seen on some of the Lunar series, and this is going to be strictly about the Lunar series because this is the coin that I've been collecting for the last, well, since about 2008, 9, 10. I've been pretty much watching this coin exclusively because it has been the best performing. I'm going to go over the reasons again when I look into the description that Perth Mint gives of this coin, but the factor that you have to watch is the price falling for the coins as the price of the paper is falling, and can you get those coins? Because it doesn't matter how low the price gets. If you can't get the coin, it doesn't matter. So it's all a matter of timing, and this is about the timing here. So this series of trend lines here, these two trend lines, this peak in the volume is very important. And the reason why is because if this were to be a bottom, and you can see that it's skewed right there because the top of the volume peak doesn't match the bottom spike, and then we continue to roll down. Now, the other thing is that when we draw this volume down and see the decrease in the volume, it's violated here with this new rise. So something significant is happening as we roll down. Now, this is approaching, just as you have a parabolic spike in stocks or anything else where it goes straight up and it has to crash. The same thing happens on the downside. You have a parabolic rollover to the downside until you're literally going to zero in zero time. And then, of course, it has to turn around. So are we approaching that point? I have to say from what's going on in the chart activity that I do believe that we're going lower. Now, I already shared with the member site that I have made one purchase. That doesn't mean I'm done, but I have made a purchase, and a lot of people have. Now, let's go over and look at some of this information about the Perth series because I want to really dig into depth on this to see what is going to be valuable in the future. So we're going to start out with the Perth series, and this is from the Perth Mint. Actually, this is from a site called Lunar Collectors, lunarcollectorcoins.com. But this is a site linked directly from the Perth Mint. So this is a site they recommend. I don't know if they own this site, but this is talking about the lunar coins here. So let's read a little bit of this. This is important. The Perth Mint Australian Lunar Series gold and silver bullion coins have become some of the most popular collector coins minted in recent times. Because the Perth Mint sells the Lunar Series gold coins at bullion coin prices, bullion coin investors are also buying the Lunar Series 1 ounce gold coins, and many bullion coin investors are becoming collectors. Now, this is the explanation of the Chinese lunar calendar. I'm not going to go into that, but it's an appeal to the Chinese. Also, you have to remember a very important thing is lunar is silver, whereas the sun is gold. So all of these traditional mythologies, etc., they have the sun and the moon. The sun is gold, the moon is silver. So even though this lunar series was launched as gold, it actually became a silver. And let's read that part here, and then we'll go up to the production here. Silver coins added to the Lunar Series. When the Perth Mint launched its Australian Lunar Series in 1996, only gold coins were produced. In 1999, the Mint added silver coins to the series. Additionally, as the Lunar Series progressed and grew in popularity, more sizes of coins were added. Click here for coin sizes, denominations, etc. So let's look at the limited production, because this is going to be the big thing that we're looking at. The issue is how many coins does the Perth Mint produce of each one of these? And we're going to go into the silver production, but let's read their explanation, and because there's some interesting things between the lines here. And again, this is just going to talk about gold coins, but it's going to give a hint at what's going on with the silver coins. Another reason for the Lunar Series coins' popularity is that they are limited production coins. In contrast, gold eagles, which are the world's best-selling 22-karat gold coins, and gold maple leafs, the world's best-selling 24-karat gold coins, are unlimited in production. The 1 ounce Lunar Series gold coins are limited to 30,000 coins for each year and clearly have become collector favorites. The kilo, the 10 ounce, and the 2 ounce gold coin mintages are unlimited, but the 1 ounce coins are limited to 30,000, the half ounce to 40,000, the quarter ounce to 60,000. So I want you to note that there. Now, we don't get this explanation for the silver coin, so we just have to deduce this from what they say about the gold coins. So the 2 ounce coins are unlimited, but the 1 ounce coins are limited to 30,000 and the half ounce to 40,000. So if we translated that into the silver coins, then that would be 300,000 in the 1 ounce, and that would be 400,000 in the half ounce, and the 2 ounce is going to be unlimited again. But let's actually look at what the Perth Mint reports. Now, this is going to be important because, as we've seen in the Kookaburra series, the Perth Mint has actually come back and minted coins up to the allotment afterwards. And that's going to be something that collectors are going to worry about, because if you have a coin that is considered rare and there aren't many of it minted, if the mint keeps the dies, and if you've watched Chris Dwayne and his coins, and he is in the same sort of mindset as myself, that you want to collect coins that are going to be limited in mintage, but are just a little bit above spot, not much more than eagles or maples, but have that added numismatic value. You want those coins because a lot of reasons I've covered before. They give you strong hands, they give you confidence, they go up in value, all those things. But as opposed to Chris Dwayne, who promises to destroy the dies for those coins, this is not what we see. We just have a promise from the Perth Mint. Now, everything is based around this 1 ounce coin. This is the key to the whole thing. Now, a lot of people have asked me, what about the 5 ounce? What about the kilo? What about the 10 ounce? Well, the 1 ounce is going to be the one I always watch. It's only been in recent years with the Lunar Series 2 that I haven't collected the 1 ounce coin. And the reason why is because starting in 2012, they were just creating a massive premium on those 1 ounce coins. And they were guaranteed to be limited to this 300,000. Now, for that reason, starting in 2012, 2011, 2012, I started shifting into the half ounce and 2 ounce coins, which are on the other side of this coin, one smaller closest and one larger closest. And the idea is that the second most desirable coin is going to be the coin that's closest to this 1 ounce coin. So the 1 ounce coin is the king, and you can see that since 2008, this is direct figures from the Perth Mint. This is their site. These Lunar coins have sold out ever since the beginning of the Lunar Series 2. Now, there was a Lunar Series 1 and a Lunar Series 2. The Lunar Series 2 starts in 2008. So this has the stats from the beginning, and you can see we've sold out with the 1 ounce, with the mouse, with the ox, the tiger, the dragon, and the snake. And 2014, of course, we're looking at the horse, and 2015, we're looking at the goat. So we want to look at the comparative mintages of the other coins, and that's going to be the half ounce and the 2 ounce. So if we look at the first coin here in the series, the mouse, we've got 300,000 of the 1 ounce, but you can see here they only sold 9,000 of the 2 ounce mouse, and they only sold 17,000 of the half ounce. So a big discrepancy. Now down to the ox, you can see again 300,000 sold out in the 1 ounce. The 2 ounce doubled the previous number to 18,000, whereas the half ounce came in at the same number from the previous coin. Now down to the tiger, and this is one that I've covered. This is very important because the half ounce tigers actually have a buyback price of $45 on APMEX, and you can see they did 50,000 and they did 63,000 of the 2 ounces. So you had a big jump from the previous year. The 2 ounces actually went up fourfold, well, threefold, at least three and a half to 4 times on the 2 ounces, and about 3 times on the half ounces in the mintage. Nevertheless, you have APMEX actually buying back these coins for $45 a piece. Now, one would have to ask themselves the question of if APMEX is actually buying these coins for $45 and Perth can mint these coins for, if the silver price is accurate, they can take 1 ounce of silver that they get for $17 and get 2 coins for that and get $90. Why don't they do that? So that's a very important question to ask. Now, we're going to talk about that later once we get through this series. Now, the next one is the rabbit coin. You can see here 2011. Again, they sold out the 1 ounce, and it's increasing here significantly. It's up to 99,000 on the 2 ounce. We've got 124,000 of the half ounce, still below the 1 ounce. But remember, they can't do any more of the 1 ounce. They can do as many as they want of the half ounce and the 2 ounce. Now, down to 2012, this was a very important coin. This was a coin that came out at $99 on the 1 ounce. Now, it was sold out, and we don't know what they got those coins for. Is this something like an IPO? Is this something like getting Alibaba at $20 and opening up and selling it for $80 or $90 or $100, quickly making 4 times your money? I don't know the answer to that question. If you do, put it in the comments and let me know. But I do know that from the beginning of this, they were being offered for $99 and there weren't many takers. People weren't willing to pay that much money. But a lot of people like myself and others piled in to the 2 ounce and the half ounce. And you can see here with the half ounce dragon, we actually surpassed, for the first time, we actually surpassed the 1 ounce mintage here with 389,000 of the half-ounce dragons. Now, that was a very important year because we had the 2012 Ouroboros. The dragon is the snake, year of this symbolism of the Aztecs and all this stuff. It's actually not the snake eating its tail, but it is the dragon. So that's very important. And I think that's probably the reason why you saw that big burst in the number. You can see it fall back here when we get to the snake series here. We, again, 300,000 sold out. But you can see we dropped all the way down to 56,000 on the 2 ounce. And that's cut in half from what we did on the dragon. And you can see 160,000 in the half ounce. And that is cut in half as well. And you can kind of see that reflected in the price right now. If you go over to the sites, and we're going to go over to Provident right now and look at that. But you can see that that is somewhat reflected in the price. And so let's go over and look at the Provident site and see what they're going for now, because of course everyone's looking to buy. Now, I already posted on the member site that I thought that this 2 ounce horse, and I don't know where they're sourcing these from. I went ahead and pulled the trigger when it was about $45 or something for the 2 ounce horse. A lot of people followed, a lot of people on the members site. I think Top Hat got over 100 of them. They came up again the next day with another 200. They were sold out. They came up today with another 200. They were sold out. Let's refresh and see if they got another 200. No, they're still sold out. So at $45 for the 2 ounce horse, you're talking about $22.50 an ounce, where we're down around. So you're still paying a premium, but again, it's so cheap from historical perspective that so again, they're sold out. The other one I'm watching really closely here is the half ounce, and you can see that it is at $12.04 based on the largest amount that you buy with bank wire. Those are going to be the two factors, is if you buy a large amount and if you buy it with a bank wire. And we'll go ahead and do an add to cart. This is what you have to do on Provident to get your number, and you can see we're down to 332 of those half ounce horses. So the big question is going to be, everyone's going to ask themselves this question, is as silver changes price, as silver accelerates the upside, which we're all expecting at some point, then how many coins will the Perth Mint come out and reissue, as they've done in the Kookaburra series, and devalue those? Now, that should be a serious concern to most of us that have stacked these coins. But the reason why I'm not concerned about that is because I believe that the Perth Mint has been intentionally very difficult in releasing silver overseas. And I've covered the fact before that at these prices, now if you read the latest SRS Rocco and the latest Bill Holter or Andy Hoffman, where they're debating what the all-in cost, what the mining cost, what the costs are, we don't really know. It's something that everyone debates. Some of the estimates are around $20, some are around $25, some are around $30. But what are those costs going to be going forward? And what is the Perth Mint going to do as the price of silver rises? I personally don't think that what we're facing in the future is going to be a glut of these coins. And the reason why is simply this. By watching the Perth Mint and what they've done and their reluctance to sell overseas in the past, I believe that will actually accelerate in the future. And even though the Perth Mint, right now, we know, I've proven to you, that they're able to mint an unlimited number of half-ounce tigers and sell them, which APMEX is offering $45 a piece, and they're only needing to pay about $9 a coin for those, a five-fold profit, yet they're not doing it. So it's my opinion that there's no danger in buying these 2 ounce and half ounce Lunar series, because I don't think Australia is willing to part with any more silver, and in the future going forward they're even going to be willing to part with less, because they're probably going to be selling that to China, who's going to have a currency that's actually worth something, whereas the dollar and the rest of the Western currencies are going to go to near worthlessness. And we'll talk to you next time.